What up, good people? It's your boy Pablo back on the channel for another video. And today is intercooler day. That's right, I finally got my intercooler. And so we're gonna do a quick install. This one hopefully shouldn't be too long because obviously we spent a lot of time on the charge pipe, which was a pain in the ass. I might have a link in the bio, maybe up here somewhere. I don't know how to do that yet, so you might see that. Anyway, if you want to check that video for that painstaking install, please do so. In the meantime, let's get to the work. All right, so real quick, this is the first time I've actually used these ramps for this car. I had them on my Jetta, or used them on my Jetta. They work great. I was a little wary that it wasn't gonna be too high, but it looks like I have a lot of room to work. In fact, I think these might even sit higher than my jack stands, strangely enough. But anyway, it's gonna sit high enough for me to do the work. I'm just gonna let the car cool down just a little bit. I'm not gonna actually have to touch the motor, so it should be fine. But I wanted to jack it up. I've been very cautious about where to jack underneath this car. You know, where to put the actual jack and then the jack stand. I just, yeah, don't wanna risk it on this car. So it looks like I'll be using the ramps moving forward. Shout out to my old neighbor. I actually got my ramps and my rolling seat and a bunch of other stuff, jack stands, the jack, all for free. And the creeper from a neighbor that used to live across the street. So, yeah. But anyway, let's get this bad boy installed, shall we? Ta-da. Good people, belly pan removal. Very much the same thing as a charge pipe install. You've got your screws right there. Another one, let's see, right there. So I think they were 8mm last time. There's about 22 of them. So another one right there. So you just got to remove that, and that'll give me access to this area where the intercooler is. So this new intercooler is actually very big. So I bought it off a guy who had it on his F30. Should be fine from what I can tell. So let's see what happens. All right, y'all, so for this intercooler install, it's very similar to the charge pipe, like I said. You've got some clamps on the actual turbo side. It's like a C-clamp. You're gonna have to pop that off like a screwdriver. And then very much the same thing right there. Pop that off. I think I'm like actually getting a catch can. I'm noticing some oil runnage, which is known for these cars. So I'm gonna have to look at getting that, but it's common for these. But anyway, just like before, there's like clamps, like little plastic pieces that hold the intercooler into place. And you've got these right here, and you kind of just pull down on them. It's the same for the other side as well, over there, right there. And then the actual intercooler, there's like a plastic piece right here that you can kind of wedge to the side, and the intercooler pops out. On top of that, you've got, I think these are T15, I can't remember. We're gonna unscrew that on both sides as well. And the intercooler should slide right out. So let's get it done. All right, y'all, as you can see, the intercooler has slid right out. A little dirty in there. I have to clean it up a little bit, but let me see. This one should slide right in. Let's see if I can clean up some of the oil residue that's on it. But yeah, slid right out. Looks pretty good. That's the old one right there. Old Betsy. We'll go ahead and retire her today. Let's do some comparison from the old one to the new one. I'm curious. I mean, you can see it's like a major difference, y'all. Like OEM versus aftermarket, like just massive difference. And you can see the additional step for cooling. I mean, it's just big difference, big difference. Look at that. I can't wait to see what this thing does. So I shouldn't notice too much of a performance gain. Some say 15 horsepower, you know, in stock tune. Some say 20 horsepower, you know, stage 1 plus. So we'll see. Mine is just more for cooling, is really what it's about. This Georgia humidity is ridiculous. So help to keep the temps down quite a bit. So there's no loss in power. And I won't be taking this thing to the track either. You know, it's just daily fun. I only drive the car maybe 2 weeks out of the month. So, you know, but when I do drive it, I have fun with it. So again, this is just a supporting mod to help. So let's get it installed and see where we go. So I got the intercooler in, correct placement. The turbo side is always a lot easier, simply because it's still, I guess, rubber, so the flexibility is pretty good. Got the holding screw in place. It's not tight because I need to adjust this side and don't have that holding screw in. But since I have a charge pipe in, the flexibility is not the same. So fitting this charge pipe over this intercooler should be fun. So once I'm able to mate these two, get the C-clamp on, we should be in good place, and get the holding screw in, make sure everything's lined up, and we'll be in good shape. Let's see what happens. All right, everyone, intercooler seems to be in. I've got this support screw tightened down, but for some reason, this one doesn't want to align with, there's like a plastic clip that's right there. It's hard to see, but you see right beside where the screw goes, like there's like a plastic piece, and then there's like two like divots back there. I can't really describe it, but those two lines right by the intercooler, the black two lines that you see there, are supposed to line up with the support screw hole, and it's not. But I mean, charge pipe, everything is in. I mean, it's tight and snug. It's not going anywhere. Everything's in. So I'm gonna see how it goes. Drive around for a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't fall out. C-clamp is in and tight. So that's good. So yeah, I think we're good, man. I think we're good. It looks good in there. Let's take a look. I went for a test drive and went up the street, and I feel like I burnt a little bit of skin off of my hand. I'm just dropping shit everywhere. Trying to put the belly pan back on just now, and the exhaust, I feel like it almost burnt my hand off. But I'm okay.
You're having a bad day? Did you die?
I didn't die. But yeah, so I took a test drive, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna gun it. Boost leak. There was no little, I mean, half the power. All right, so I'm like, I'm gonna come back to the house. I come back to the house, and turns out I forgot to put the vacuum line back on, the one that goes from the intake to the charge pipe. So I fixed that. Now I'm gonna go run another test drive, and I only put on like 5 or 6 bolts of the belly pan, so I'm gonna, in case I need to come back. So let's run it and see what it is. And look who's visiting. Jigga Man James John, AKA James Harden Light. All right, test drive, let's go. It's a new day. I spent yesterday just a few hours kind of putting the intercooler in and doing some tests. Took about 15 minutes for the car to kind of relearn for some reason. Like, it was sluggish at first. And then after like 15, 20 minutes, like the car just started running like a dream. So I ran it yesterday. It was about 90 degrees yesterday. Right now it's kind of cloudy. I was at a little car show, Caffeine and Octane here in Atlanta. Did some cool little highway runs. It was awesome. Got the heat temps up, and it was just smooth. I never felt a drop in power. The car pulled really hard still. So the intercooler worked out very, very, very well. But yeah, everything was good. Still burnt my hand a little bit. In fact, I got a little bit of a welt right there. I don't know if you could see it, but yeah, we're good. Other than that, man, I appreciate y'all chiming in. As always, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, hit the little bell icon if you want to get notification of when my next episode drops. I appreciate you guys. Your comments is always warranted. Again, this channel is fairly new, so if you have any suggestions or criticism, please by all means let me know. But if you have questions about the car and my experience with it, I'm open to that as well. As always, thank y'all so much, and talk to you soon. Peace.